The metabolic crisis is not a news story. It's your neighbor, your friend, possibly you. Think about the people you know well, your family, your closest friends. How many are managing diabetes or prediabetes right now, and how many are carrying it without knowing? When I was young, diabetes was something you heard about in passing. Now it is everywhere, at the dinner table, in the family group chat. More than 38 million Americans have diabetes. Nearly 100 million more have prediabetes, and most do not know it. Together, that is roughly a third of the country at some stage of glucose dysregulation. The risk climbs with age, and yet it now reaches into middle schools where type 2 was once considered a disease of older age, and it tracks with circumstance. Diabetes is far more common among those with less education and fewer resources, a reminder that this is partly a crisis of access and environment. Worldwide, the number of adults with diabetes has passed 800 million, more than quadrupling since 1990. But the statistic that stopped me cold is this. Only about 7 to 12% of American adults are metabolically healthy. The rest of us carry at least one risk factor. What changed? Almost everything, almost at once. Over about 50 years, ultra-processed foods became the majority of our calories. We moved less, we slept less, and poor sleep quietly degrades how the body handles glucose. Chronic stress and cortisol disrupt it further. None of these acts alone, they compound. There's also a thread I cannot stop thinking about. On my podcast, Christy Shearer observed that many people she knows with type 1 diabetes experience significant trauma before their diagnosis. The stress, insulin, and glucose loop is real, and it cuts across both types. Here is something stranger and more hopeful. A landmark study in the New England Journal of Medicine followed 12,000 people over 32 years and found that obesity spreads through social ties. If a close friend becomes obese, your own risk can rise by more than 50%. Behavior travels through networks, but that ripple runs both ways. When one person starts paying attention, starts measuring, the people around them begin to notice. A continuous glucose monitor, once reserved for diabetics, is now available to anyone. I wore 2 of them and learned more about my own body in a few weeks than years of annual checkups had taught me. But the data stream is not enough on its own. You cannot optimize what you do not observe. That is why I built Health TxD. You photograph a meal, the AI reads its carbohydrates, and the app keeps a running record of your food alongside your glucose, not population averages, your food, your glucose, your patterns. It is a guidance tool, not a medical device, a way to see yourself more clearly and ask better questions. The metabolic crisis arrived quietly, one small shift at a time, across a generation. The path back runs the same way. One person, one measurement, one conversation, repeated at scale across networks over time. That's what I'm building toward. I hope it is useful to you. I'm Dr. Stephen Muskal. This has been The Metabolic Crisis is Not a News Story. Subscribe. Come with me for what's next.